DJ China Dave, looking a bit like a burnished Alan Johnson with his narrow eyes and grey hair, walked into a veteran, grubby bar. He'd just been paid off from his local radio station. They didn't say it was because he was too old. They couldn't. The official line was that he no longer fitted the evolving image of the station. But they were happy for him to do a few low-profile promos in his last days. He glanced at the few old men scattered around, passing the day with their sports papers, before ordering a pint. He felt more at home here than in the trendy hipster pub next to the station. He was gulping it down when his gaze drifted to a bony hand clutching the dirty brass rail right next to him. A gruff voice rasped, "Howdy, can you stand me around?" Dave's head jerked around to see if he knew the guy, forgetting he was still drinking. Beer spilled down the front of his body warmer, which he luckily wore over his shirt. He slammed his empty glass on the bar, brushing away the spillage. "Why do I know you?" "You tell me," the man replied. What scorched Dave's eyes was a story of dereliction even worse than his own. This was a man who had truly fallen on hard times. He wore a crumpled overcoat that hid a lot, but beneath it stuck out pinstriped trousers and battered work boots. At the top was a blue work shirt with a frayed collar, a gaunt face, and ruffled, graying hair. A musty smell drifted from him, cutting through the scent of stale beer. The man offered a half-smile, revealing incongruously white, perfect teeth that were obviously not natural. "Or buy me a pint, and I might tell you," he continued. "What's your name?" Dave asked. "Bryan, with a Y." "Bryan what?" "Here." He produced a battered photo from a fat, old, brown wallet. It showed a suave young man with sleek black hair, a bow tie, and a white dinner jacket. Dave recognized him instantly. He didn't see any money in the wallet, but its thickness suggested Bryan was hiding a hefty stash on the side he hadn't opened. "That's Bryan Ferry," Dave remarked, stunned. "That's me," replied Bryan. Dave laughed. "Okay, Bryan. You've come down in the world a bit, supping in here asking me for a pint, but I'll go along with it for now." As he spoke, he felt the gears of a new idea begin to turn, an opportunity taking shape in his mind. "Here you go, son," Dave said, gesturing for the bartender. "Tell you what, how do you fancy making some money? I'm China Dave, the DJ, pleased to meet you." Bryan returned a reedy laugh. "China Dave, eh? What's your story?" "What's yours?" Dave countered. "I told you, I'm Bryan." Dave let out a cynical chuckle. This guy reminded him too much of himself. "Okay, Bryan, how did you end up in a dive like this?" "We've all got to have time to ourselves sometimes," Bryan said with a sigh. "I'm in disguise. Meeting a few old mates in here, incognito-like. Old buddies, you know. I'm playing up at the Sage. It's a big tour, so I thought I'd park here to avoid the scrum. The life of a rock star, you know." He laughed, the sound dripping with irony. "Okay, Bryan, the score with me is, I'm a DJ, but I've been hung out to dry. They're being funny with me for being too popular. They want someone who's a bit less hip." Dave wiggled his hips in a burlesque parody. "Apparently there are a lot of grannies listening to my show, and I am too hot for them." Bryan nodded slowly. "What station is it?" Dave told him the name. Bryan shook his head. Never heard of it myself. It's a big enough station. You're local, aren't you? It's been around as long as you have. You must have heard of it. It was here when you were growing up, back when it was only on medium wave. Bryan remained impassive. I didn't listen to much radio. Never had the time. Was always too busy on the road. Dave sniffed. How come you're asking me to buy you a pint if you're so famous? Tied up in the stock market, I'm afraid. Cash flow problem isn't it always? I see. Well, you can buy me one when it starts flowing again. Or I could make it flow for you. How's that, then? Bryan looked intently, but not directly, at Dave. It's gonna be a piece of cake with your reputation, name, looks, and voice. Let me lay it out for you. Before they got rid of me, they gave me a franchise to use their brand name on anything I want. See, when I was no good to them on air anymore, they sent me around stores. People thought I was going out live on air because I had a stand with their logo behind me, and even a couple of promo girls. But what I was really doing was getting them to sign up for some cheap tat and a pen in return for their details and money. Their details got sold to marketing companies. All they got in return was a mention on the store's PA system, which they thought was going out live on the radio. Half a mile down the road, there was another bloke doing the exact same thing. Bryan said nothing, just listened. If I could use your name to hook them, Dave continued, leaning in, we'd be rolling in it. Maybe we'll see. Where are you located? Dave put his arm round Bryan's shoulder. Come outside and you'll see. Outside, parked by the curb, was a battered butcher's van, the kind used to flog meat at markets. It's my mate's, Dave explained. It's just to get us to the gigs, that's all. But there might be a little sideline there as well, just in case business is slow to pick up. He tightened his grip slightly on Bryan's shoulder. Now, about that investment you said you had. How easy would it be to get at it if, say, I let you in as a business partner?